So this is Pokemon Collection Update from our Most Wanted episode from last month. We've been busy.
We have been busy. We've been busy, and we've been breaking the bank as well. Well, you have, I believe. But
My mortgage. Yeah. Prior to this conversation on this podcast, we had a phone call where we sort of dipped into something and we were like, nope, we'll save it. We'll save it for the podcast. And I'm curious, Sam. Spill the beans, mate. I want to get straight into it.
Well, I mean, this actually started with you telling me that
you've
been a bad boy. So I want to hear what you bought first.
Jesus Christ.
I want to hear what you bought, Tom. The public need to know.
So from the Most Wanted list last month, the episode that came out last month, we went through some cards, didn't we? Right? Do you remember any of the cards I spoke about?
I think you had Blaine's Moltres. I think it was Blaine's Charizard. I think you mentioned Rocket's Mewtwo.
Basically, two of those top 10 became available to me yesterday from a guy who's selling some of his old gear. And I was looking through, and he had a shit ton of Gym Challenge and Gym Heroes holographics, all first edition. And I'm always very cautious of the word mint or near mint or crisp, as I like to say. And
crispy.
I came across these two cards, both on my hit list, and I went for them both, right? So the first one was a Lieutenant Surge's Magneton. Okay, now this is probably my favourite Magneton. I like the look of it. It was first edition. This particular card had literally a pinpoint dot in the bottom left-hand corner of the card. On the back, a little bit of whitening, okay? Tiny bit.
Yeah.
But first edition, hollow looked crisp. I'm thinking to myself, right, okay. So I came across it yesterday. I was like, all right, let's see what other stuff this guy's got. You know, it's ruined me. It's fucking ruined me. So on that card, I bid. It was £42. It was going up and up and up, and obviously the last 10 minutes is when the bidding really takes place. I don't know why we failed business studies, because this is real business right now. It went from 42 quid, and within the space of a minute, it went up to 69 quid. And I bid.
And then you put 1,000 on.
No, I bid 67 quid on the last 10 seconds, and he went up to 69, so I missed out. Right. So I was a bit gutted about that, because that's one of my favourite looking cards. And to be fair, it's relatively cheap compared to the others. It's not cheap, but I'd say it's cheap compared to the others.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely.
So, yeah. And then, all of a sudden, I start looking at his channel, on his eBay account, find this card. I'm like, fucking hell, this looks like a nice card. And message the guy back and forth. He sends me 5-6 different pictures, different angles of the hollow. The back, can't see a thing. It literally, I zoomed in as like far as you can, nothing. The hollow looks perfect. The back looks perfect, right? And I'm thinking, it's first edition, okay? Starting bid is about 108 quid. And 108,008, and goes up and up and up. And I obviously do my bit. I'm waiting until the last 10 seconds, and I bid 267.
267.
I bid £267, and there's a lot of money. That's a lot of money to me, and that's a lot of money, regardless of anything. Like, however, I will say I've got a nice little pot of shares to the side of me. But essentially, the card went for 230, and it shot up and up and up and up. And I wasn't going crazy. I put myself a budget. I didn't just pick a random number. And that was Lieutenant Surge's Fero, first edition with a swirl. Beautiful card. Beautiful card.
30 quid.
It went for £230, yeah. And honestly, Sam, it's perfect.
Jesus.
Absolutely perfect card. And it's first edition as well.
Wow, nice. That's cool, mate.
I am sweating because of the price, but I am over the moon, because I originally bid for 2. So I obviously when I lost the first one, I obviously knew that I had a bit more extra budget now to put onto this other card. There was a Brock's Rhydon, which I wasn't going to buy. I just watched it for the price, and it went up to £445.
Jesus.
First edition. I broke the bank today, and that's me done until payday next week. So
Bloody hell.
I'm I've had a bit of a I've had heart palpitations since about 11 o'clock. But do you know what? At least I could sleep, which is something that you can do apparently, according to what the hell you've been buying. So why don't
Oh
you go
yeah,
through yours?
no. So but yeah, basically last night I was wide awake, trying to sleep, tossing and turning. Tried a few things, couldn't fall asleep. So I thought, right, get up. I'm wasting time here. No point. So get out of bed, go on eBay, didn't I? Dangerous thing to do.
As you do.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm looking at all these items, and then on these listings, there's a bloke talking about his Instagram account. He's like, "Oh, I've got other stuff available through my Instagram account," and I have a look. Find his Instagram account. Start chatting to him. He's sending me pictures, and this bloke done a fresh break of Jungle and a fresh break of Fossil.
What, first edition?
No, just standard edition. Standard edition. I'm looking at either getting an art set of Jungle or an art set of Fossil. I was going to do both. I don't think I can quite put the money down to do both. I just can't justify it. But I thought I'll get one art set. Obviously, with Fossil, you've got Zapdos, Aerodactyl, and
Articuno.
Lapras. On the
Sorry,
on the entry booster packs.
Oh, okay.
It's Lapras, Aerodactyl, and Zapdos. The 3 for Fossil, and then the 3 for Jungle is Wigglytuff, Cypher, and Flareon.
Right.
So I'm looking at getting an artwork set from either Fossil or Jungle. I need to decide which one. But he sent me videos of him breaking the box, all date and timestamps. They're all in warranty seals as well, so they're not tampered with. Because there are a lot of fakes out there. That's the thing. Once you've got...
It's a lot of money to invest in, like I said, something that you're not sure about, so...
Yeah, exactly. And there's loads of fakes out there, which is why I wanted to be certain. So he sent me quite a lot of proof. And he's got a lot of references. I spoke to a few people as well. I went to hear back for some more people that have dealt with him in the past. And he looks pretty legit. So yeah, I think I'm grabbing an art set. I mean, the price is pretty good. I mean, he's charging, it would work out about £300 for the art set. Obviously, it would be £600 for both. I'm not going to do both. I'm just going to get one. And the idea is that these are all unweighed and untampered with, so there could be a hollow in. You don't know if there's a hollow or not. That's all part of the fun, I guess. And obviously, these are only going to hold their value. Prices are going up. They've got doubled in the last few years. And
So when have you got to make a decision?
there's no really time limit. I mean, I said to him I'll get back to him by the end of today. But I'm just thinking, first of all, can I justify putting down a few £100 on Pokemon cards? But then,
Yes.
yeah, but first of all, yes. But second of all, you got to think these would not be opened. And I've said it before when I bought booster boxes. These genuinely wouldn't be opened. They would just be sitting in a nice little sealed time capsule, basically, just for me to look at and potentially sell for a big profit in the future. I want to get the art set for Jungle, Fossil, base set, and Team Rocket to begin with, and then it'll be Gym Challenge, Gym Heroes. I think I'd leave it there, but it's so much money, and I think the prices they're going through the roof. So I've got a chance here to get guaranteed unweighed, untampered boosters. I missed my chance with the base set art set at the beginning of the year. I think I mentioned it before, so I don't want to miss the opportunity again. And it's a piece of history at the end of the day, and it's an investment piece that genuinely is only going to go up.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to justify it to myself out loud. But yeah, so I'm thinking about
The risk you take.
that. This is it, mate. This is it. So I'm thinking about that. But aside from that, I'm filling out the gaps in my old WotC collections. So I've got most of the hollows, but I've not really got a lot of the uncommons and commons and rares, etc. for Fossil, Base, and Jungle.
Come
just
to
going through
Quinn shop.
Yeah, well, I'll give you a list of base set cards.
Yeah, I know. I got a fucking ton of post coming.
Have you?
And she didn't come today. I mean, she might be. Maybe she's there now. But she's bringing it on herself, this woman. She's making her job harder for herself when she comes with 2 tomorrow. 2 loads. Um, I've so I'm missing on. Well, if we're not talking about Gym Challenge and Gym Heroes for a second, out of all the Neo sets, apart from Destiny, and yeah, and that's it. I'm waiting for like 5 cards. I've got 5 cards to find between all of those sets from Beige, Rocket,
But you're not
Fossil,
including
Jungle.
trainer cards, are you?
So I don't collect trainer cards, no. With the exception of Gym Challenge and Gym Heroes, the actual trainers themselves, the gym leaders, I don't collect trainer cards, no. It's my collection, right?
Yeah, I just wondered. So, what's the reason behind that? Is it like a?
I just think they're boring. Even as a kid, I was like, well, what? Fuck the trainer cards. Like even the energy cards, I don't really care about them either. Oh, it's the Pokemon, isn't it? Pokemon, and I organised my binder slash folder in Pokedex order. So before the end of Gen 2, before the introduction of Gen 3, should I say, they had Pokedex numbers on the bottom left hand side of the cards, hashtag with a number. Now they don't do that anymore, and they stopped, I think, Generation 3 doing that. But I prefer it that way. That's the way I was brought up. So I do it in Pokedex order. So that means that I have every single Bulbasaur from Rocket or Gym or whatever it is, like from every single set. But all Bulbasaurs, all Ivysaurs, that sort of thing.
That's
But
pretty cool.
I've been on a journey of getting these commons and uncommons. So I've got a lot of cards coming, with the exception of like 5 that I need. So after this little endeavour, I'll be looking on just the rares and the hollows. And apparently I've started preemptively because I've just fucking shoved a bundle of money on a card. So, but to be honest with you, this card's going to be PSA'd for sure. I don't care how long it takes, and I'm expecting if it's like the pictures, if it's like what I've seen, it'd be PSA 10 or 9. Its centering's good, fucking not a mark on it. I've got 6 or 7 pictures of the hollow as well, just to be sure, and it looks fucking crisp, and it's first edition. And there's obviously other people who are willing to pay that much because I did. So
Yeah, well, the first edition Moxie cards are always in high demand. It's quite a cool looking card as well.
it's my favourite. It's one of my favourite looking cards. I said it on the last podcast for the Pokemon Most Wanted. I think it's one of my favourite looking cards. It's by far the best ever Fearow they did, by far. And it's not even about what it is. It's a holographic, like it's a gym leader card, and it's first edition, and it's mint. And I'm fucking over the moon. And it sounds like this might not be like a big deal to some people who've got all their things cased and stuff, but when you get your first edition proper one, it's just like you can't, like, I don't even want to let it touch touch like the oxygen around me, let alone I'm gonna have to really be careful.
I got some image of him like sticking it in like a just on its own in an envelope or something. Can you imagine?
I had that come close once to a Cleffy I bought once. It was Bennett. Bloody hell. It's not the postman's fault. I mean, I don't know why letterboxes is that small anyway.
It's the seller's responsibility. Make sure they protect it. I've had some right dodgy packages turn up before.
We're closer to the collection goals we had when we last recorded.
Yeah, for sure. Have you thought about getting any kind of sealed product? But that's something that would interest you?
No, not for me. I'm in the mindset of collecting, and I'm so far down that rabbit hole. I'm not even looking at other things at the moment. I'm literally more. I mean, yesterday I spent like half an hour looking for all the unknown letters that I haven't had, and that was grinding on me, that, because obviously I'm not literally looking for a card and picking the first one up I see. I'm looking for the condition. I'm looking at the quality. Again, I'm not fussed about first editions unless they come with unless they're holographic. It's a real. I know for a fact these are all one-offs. So as soon as I've done the commons and uncommons, which there's a shit ton of them, unfortunately, the ones I'm collecting, I can actually focus more. Like, I'll probably do one purchase a month after that, and it'll be a holographic dedicated to finding. I'll pick one off the list and be like, okay, this month is Dark Gyarados from Rocket. So we'll look for a Dark Gyarados from Rocket. We'll look for it the month, and we'll look for one that I can bid on. And that'll probably be what I'll do, because this uptrend at the moment of me getting all these cards is purely to backfill the gaps. It's the real collecting after this. For now, it's completing the sets, and then it's focusing on the holographics.
It's quite fun, isn't it? It's quite fun finishing those sets.
It is fun. I'm aware I've spent a lot of money this month, so I'm going to be careful next month, but it'll be one card next month.
That's the thing. It's an expensive hobby, isn't it?
It is, but it's like all these cards I'm getting now, I'm never going to get again,
Hmm.
and I feel comfortable saying that.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is as well, like as long as you look after them, they're always going to hold their value. I mean, they're only going to go up as well.
So you're collecting. You're since last month. You've been getting loads of comments as well, haven't you? I've seen your post.
Yeah. I mean, a postman yesterday I thought was going to have a heart attack. The amount of mail he brought, but it's the second day in a row. but basically, I had a big backlog of posts. I went a bit trigger happy during the old late night eBay shopping, and I bought a lot of commons and rares, and of course, there's me thinking, oh, it's only £1 a card. 300 cards later, that adds up. But my postman actually had COVID, so we had a backlog where he was off for 2 weeks, obviously recovering from coronavirus. Um, but actually, his daughter had it, but he had to self isolate, obviously because she had it. But and I caught it when he gave me the post yesterday, of course. But yeah, he had a big backlog. So yesterday and Monday was just insane. I felt bad for him. He had it was like Christmas. When you're a little kid, at Christmas time, and you got all these things to unwrap, and you don't know where to start. It was like that. I was like a kid in the candy shop yesterday and Monday. So
Mine comes only like 3 times a week, and it's still been that way. So he hasn't come today. He'll come tomorrow with, like I said, a shit ton of post. Poor bastard.
But yeah, I've just been. I mean, it's similar to you. Just been filling out gaps. There's a few hollows I'm missing, but I think there's about 10 cards from Jungle, about 12 from Fossil, and about 30 from Base. But the only big base cards I'm missing is Clefairy, Chansey, and Venusaur, and then the rest are like commons and uncommons, and
Yeah.
just filling out the gaps. And once that's done, like you said, I can focus on my next thing. So for me, I'm going to focus on. I want to get Fossil finished first, then Jungle, then it'd be base set. Then I'm going to do Rocket, and then I'll look at the Gym Challenge, Gym Hero stuff. But some of those cards, you have to put down some serious money, like Blaine's Charizard.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, I'm not. If that this is what we said last time about the cards that are unattainable. That one is unattainable in my opinion. But
Oh, I don't
I
know,
will
mate. I've seen some
try.
pretty decent ones go for around 200-300.
What, first edition?
Not first edition, but mint standard edition.
Yeah. So you sent me a picture. You got Misty's Gyarados the other day. You got Giovanni's Gyarados, and you got Dark Gyarados.
Yeah, so it was a Gyarados set off of the bloke on Facebook Marketplace. This time I wasn't scammed this time as well, which is great. But it was Misty's Magikarp with Misty's Gyarados. It was Giovanni's Magikarp with Giovanni's Gyarados. And it was a Dark Magikarp. Dark Gyarados, sorry. All hollows, obviously, apart from the Magikarp. And then it was a bunch of hollow Gyaradoses from recent sets, like Rebel Clash and
Jesus
like,
Christ.
the Sun and Moon sets. And only about 9 cards, but that was pretty decent. I mean, the Misty's Gyarados is
Nice
pretty
looking
great
card.
condition.
Nice looking
It's nice
card.
looking. The conditions, I would say, near mint on that. The Giovanni's Gyarados has got a few little nicks. Nothing crazy. I think it would probably be like a PSA 7 if it was to get graded. I had... What else arrived? I had some doubles, some cheap doubles I got hold of off of an Instagram page. I managed to get another Fossil Zapdos. It's actually... I'm going to get graded because that is pristine. I was quite shocked at that. And a base Hitmonchan. Again, I've already got that, but it was just a mint copy, so that's getting graded. My pile of cards to grade in our next submission, I've now got 29 cards. So I'm going to have to whittle these down a bit more because it gets very expensive after a while.
I'm sort of putting together a little system for myself. So obviously a lot of my cards are in my binder, and so I'm putting little. You get the really thin post-it notes in different colours. So I'm going through. I'm not taking them out. I'm just because I can see them clearly through the binder. I'm putting like a green label on the mint ones, not on the actual card,
Okay.
on the back of the sleeve, to say like this one I've looked over and it's green and it means it's a mint, and then I'll do like red and yellow for like excellent to like poor, and it'll just be a note to myself when I look.
That's a good idea.
Because like I said, I think I've got a fair few I want to send off actually, and they're not all holographic. Some of them are like first editions, and That Fearo's going though. That is going.
I would hope so. Yeah.
This is where it gets delivered with a fucking massive scratch underneath. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention. It got ripped in the post. Sorry.
I always found that confusing. Why would they? Why the fuck has an electric type gym leader got a fucking Fearow?
I have no idea. No idea. I mean,
is he stupid or what?
Some of them have like really bizarre Pokemon.
Not Blaine's Rattata.
Yeah. For example, like Brock's Ninetales. Well, Brock's a rock type gym leader. I mean, why you playing around with fire, mate? Like,
yeah. So wrong your brain.
People forget that Brock was an actual gym leader because he's so retarded in the show. Like, if he actually acted like a gym leader every now and again, people wouldn't give him such like stick.
So this has been Pokemon talk. No, fucking edit that out now. Jesus.
Oh my god. I'm using it now, don't you?
No, we're not. God, you said that game last night with Messi and Ronaldo. Fucking hell. This has been Pokemon Card Talk with your favourite hosts, Sam and Tom. We'll see you next time.